of started this way yesterday. My voice came around a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be the case today.
All right. Well, I was just being concerned. Really?
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Nice to see you.
And good to see you as well.
I think my fever broke during the night, though.
Really?
Yeah,
Good.
because all of a sudden I woke up in a pool of my own sweat.
Isn't that just gross?
And I loved it.
You're like,
Loved it.
I had my bathing cap on, straight cat. So.
You just got to get
Sure,
up.
it was sweat?
Huh.
Yeah, ooh. What are you applying?
Well, I've stood on top of my bed and peed, not knowing it, so.
Trust me, I can tell the difference between. So, unless I peed under my arms and, all down my back.
Oh, you must have a big one.
Well, you get up, peed in your bed, and then rolled around in it.
That's true.
And then peed in my bed and rolled around in it. All right?
Okay, it was sweat.
Jeez, calm
It is just.
Man. Just because you don't want to be alone with your little urination problems.
Yeah, I like to be alone.
Had a cold all week with a mild fever.
Yes.
But am I complaining? No.
Okay, well, just trying to be concerned, as a concern.
It's getting phlegmy, though.
Great. That's.
It's a lot of fun for everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how are you? What's the big weekend looking like for you? We're on a Friday, you know that?
We are, I know. Woo!
It's just Friday.
Reba!
Oh, geez, wow.
There's a fair opening up, I think, yesterday, right? Didn't the Enumclaw Fair? Or no, the Monroe Fair.
Monroe. Well,
Monroe
I am
Fair.
there.
Hey, that's no joke. That's a pretty good fair.
That is a
All
good
right,
fair.
take it easy. Man, with your peeing problems and you
No, he's in Monroe.
Don't
Fair.
be joking about the fairs.
you want to publicize your second-rate fairs, I'm all for you.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably second rate compared to Puyallup, but
Well, a lot of fairs are. All right.
All right.
So you go to your little...
I'm not going. I'm just saying. It's
Pretty fair for a square, so...
I'm saving my fare for the Puyallup. I'm Puyallup and only.
I may set a record with how many times I go out to the Puyallup this year. I'm feeling it.
Are you
really?
Yeah, I can't do that. But anyway,
You get
I'm going to
effort,
set a
though.
record by how much food I eat when I go.
Oh,
wow.
I want
That
to be
I'm feeling.
there.
That
I
I'm
want to be
feeling.
there.
That record can't be toppled, I don't think.
I have a checklist.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
You have a map of where all the food
Start
is?
with the Quake Burger.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Tons of onions on that bad
Yep.
boy.
okay.
All right, then. Well, we know.
Anybody want to go on the teacups with me? Oh, jeez.
Very popular on the teacups after the onion quake burger.
Do they even have the teacups anymore? Remember that
Yes,
stupid
they
ride?
do.
My poor
They do.
friend C.J. Chapman, who threw up pink stuff all over him
Pink stuff.
because he had scones. It came out pink.
Get trapped on the zipper with hot shot
Oh, man.
after elephant ears and quake burgers.
I don't do the rides there. I'm too scared of them.
All right. Well, I asked you, what's your weekend looking like?
Nothing. Just got done registering kids for school. And
Oh,
just
so it's
gonna-
fun.
I know.
All right.
That's about it.
Wonderful.
Last week until,
That has nothing to do with what the weekend's going to look like, though.
Well, it's just, I know.
You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
There's nothing planned.
Nah.
Just play it by ear.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you?
Hmm.
Nothing planned. All right, then.
Yeah, I was actually thinking you were lame until I turned it on me.
Just thought I'd ask.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we're all in the same boat.
Easy now.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
All right, fine. I peed on myself. Anyway, we'll come back. We'll get things started after these words.
Q93 is helping you upgrade to an Escalade.
Upgrade to can I up?
It's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Has Jessica Simpson landed herself another quarterback? That's the buzz swirling on the net. Fresh off for Cowboy QB Tony Romo calling it quits. Word is Jess is dating his Redskins rival Colt
Michael Vick. Because he's very friendly to dogs now, right? Come on.
No, right.
Oh.
Who got a standing ovation, by the way.
Yeah, all the talk about the protests are going
I
to be
know.
enormous. There's like 2 people down there protesting. People don't care.
Well, he served his time. I mean, people
Yeah.
shouldn't care.
That never stopped a true protester.
It should.
We're not protesters.
None of us are protesters.
None of us are protesters.
Really? We don't have the audio? Come
They
on.
made it seem like there was going to be a huge amount of Michael Vick anti-protesting people there. And they were not to be found. And on top of that, he got a huge ovation when he came into the game.
Where was his
has
first game?
Jessica
Philly?
Simpson.
What's
Was it in
that?
Philly his first game or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is-
Yeah.
Well, it could have been anywhere. I didn't know.
All right.
angry at me for not
I'm
knowing.
not. Do I sound angry?
Just saying.
Yeah. Like, okay, well, it could have been anywhere.
Why are we so sensitive
It
today?
was a pretty big story last night, so I'm saying.
Nice.
Has Jessica Simpson landed herself another quarterback? That's the buzz swirling on the net.
Right.
Fresh off for Cowboy QB Tony Romo calling it quits. Word is Jess is dating his Redskins rival Colt Brennan.
Oh, that was the guy from Hawaii a couple years ago. You don't go from Tony Romo first string to Brennan backup, never going to be a first string quarterback in the NFL guy.
But he's kind of a bad boy. Wasn't he kind of like one of those bad boys in Hawaii?
You ain't a
Kinda
bad boy if
rough?
you're riding the pine.
Oh, well, okay. All right.
We're bad boy with his backwards baseball cap and his clipboard.
Got a second chance.
So what is Colt saying about his alleged new romance? He thinks it's a prank originating in Romo's camp. He tells the Washington Post, if it's Tony Romo who did that, it's absolutely hilarious. Calls to Jessica's rep about the story were not returned.
All right, so
First
he's
of all,
clearly denying it.
But why is it hilarious?
Because he thinks Tony Romo's trying to get under his skin. You really have to get into the mind of the backup quarterback if you want to be the dominant team in the NFL. You want to make sure that you take the backup quarterback off his game.
Right. Okay.
Man, the bench just doesn't feel right to me today. I'm off my game. Please.
But as far as Jessica Simpson is concerned, isn't that kind of a little backhanded, swat at her for it being hilarious? I mean,
Jessica Simpson has so many backhanded swats that she's a little numb by now.
all right.
Mostly
just
by her dad, Joe, I think.
So you're saying that he should be flattered, and instead
Right.
he doesn't seem flattered.
He thinks it's funny. Yeah. I would kind of take it as, wow, I am Jessica Simpson.
They got me linked to Jessica Simpson. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what he should be saying.
He should be like, hey, I'll take it.
Uh-huh.
But no, that's hilarious. Yeah. her-
Because Tony Romo has nothing better to do these days instead of learning plays in the playbook,
Right.
but to make up rumors about his ex-girlfriend and
Colt. Yeah.
Colt Brennan. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Colt Brennan.
He's
He was
kind of
good.
cute.
He was good in college.
Yeah, he was.
Uh-huh. No,
handsome cat.
Hawaii was great that year.
Yeah.
Hawaii had an all-time... They were like one of the top teams in the country.
Yep.
Because of Colt Brennan.
Yes.
But he ain't ever really going to get a shot in the NFL.
He may. He was good.
He was very good.
6'2". I mean, he might
A lot
get
of
shot.
dudes are good in college. Mm-hmm. A lot of quarterbacks are outstanding in college. Doug Flutie, he was like 45 to finally get a chance in the NFL.
Remember that commercial where he threw it through the truck window on the field? Oh, God, I thought he was so awesome.
He threw it like 70 yards to win the bowl game against... It was Boston College against who?
Miami?
Maybe, yeah.
That was no skill there.
He flung it pretty far.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
you
did throw it far,
throw a
yeah.
ball 70 yards in the air is...
Greatest catch of all time, right?
To Phelan? Something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway. And they wouldn't ever give him a shot in the NFL. Until finally they did when he was like an old man, and then he tore up the league.
But you understand why a 5'10" guy wouldn't get a look.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Colt Brennan, 6'2", and he dominated in college.
6'2" is right on the borderline of being too short to play in the NFL.
Yeah, that's close.
So, we'll see. So, the best part of his career might be the rumors of him being sexually active with Jessica Simpson. He should enjoy it, lap it up, instead
That's
of dismissing it so quickly.
Right. And that's hilarious.
So, if you're Jessica
Right,
Simpson, you're insulted.
screw you,
You're insulted.
Colt.
You're insulted by his reaction if
Yeah.
you're Jason. I see.
I'm
Colt.
Jessica Simpson, man. You're little Colt Brennan riding pine.
Wow, now he's little Colt Brennan riding pine. A second ago, you loved him. Top flight quarterback and so handsome.
I'm not denying any of that still, but
All
I
right,
mean,
you're
he
Jessica
is.
Simpson. I'll see you at the fair tomorrow. I don't mean performing. I mean in line for scones. Okay?
But I just don't like his
Jessica Simpson.
attitude. Like all of a sudden he's,
And I'm right behind you in line here for the scones. Make sure there's something left for me. Because I've seen your hips lately. And I'm not expecting there to be many scones left.
lay off the carbs. Is that what you're saying? The breads are not good for you.
Ha!
Okay. Also, on the note of Jessica Simpson, supposedly she went out and found herself a little witch doctor and had a curse put on Tony Romo. Isn't that nice? She's so distraught over the whole big breakup.
Yes.
Yeah, she put a spell on him
All
to
these
stop
stories
him from
sound so true.
falling in love again.
Yes, they do. Right.
Yes. All these stories seem dead on, 100% factual, and it's nice that we are up to speed on all the truths out there this morning. She went to a witch doctor and
Well,
said,
she found that, yeah. this
here's a
little
picture of my ex-boyfriend.
crowd.
Star quarterback that, like, he hasn't been cursed already. He can't win a playoff game to save his freaking life.
What about the snap in Seattle? That was the biggest curse ever. The snap he couldn't hold to win it.
That's right.
Well, apparently they lit a candle in her home. They met at her
2-yard
house.
field goal. All he has to do is put it down so the kicker can put it through and win the game for the Cowboys. But, it slipped through me fingers.
Do you want to hear how it's done?
And now you're telling me about a curse?
Do you want to hear how it's done?
How the curse is done?
Yes.
Oh, I know all about curses.
Okay. Well, this is how she did it.
All right, how'd she do it?
So they met at her home in Beverly Hills.
And she had a scone, yeah.
They lit a candle, burned some incense, and
so
performed a couple of
the witch doctor made a house call.
Yes.
To Jessica Simpson's place. When it's Jessica Simpson, you don't have to go to them. They come to you.
Right.
If you're a celebrity, you're not sitting in the waiting room reading the highlights magazine.
Wow.
Waiting your turn to see the witch doctor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the voodoo doctor comes to your house
Yes.
with all their voodoo gear.
Oh, yeah. Candles, incense, anything.
And they did what? They lit a candle and did what?
Lit a candle and burned some incense and then, sat around and did some incantations or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce
I've never heard of it. What?
They're like just, I don't know how to describe them. Just,
deep breathing with the alms or what?
little seance talking stuff. I don't know. What the hell?
Seance you usually try to
Not seance, but I mean
contact the dead.
No, not seance, but however whatever they're called.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know
right.
how to describe them. Chants, I guess. Just a little chants.
Little chants?
Yeah, you know how you chant some kind of spell.
Right.
So that's kind of what it was.
Okay.
It's a couple of chants, chanting whatever. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
I know. And also, in regards to Jessica Simpson, well, I don't know. I mean, that's what they are. I can't tell you what kind of chant it was, but that's what supposedly it says in the news.
Okay.
Also, her friends, Jessica's friends, are trying to console her by telling her that Tony Romo had hit on them while they were dating, so to make her feel better.
That's very consoling.
Right.
You're lucky to be rid of him because all the time you guys were going out, he was hitting on me nonstop. As opposed to telling her when she could have done something about it. They tried to cheer her up after the fact. You didn't want him anyway because every time you turn your back, he put his finger up my...
Wow.
Now that's
still around.
It's a pretty subtle
I don't know what you're thinking,
pickup.
bud. I was thinking butt.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's my first thought every time.
Wow.
Is that consoling if you're a woman and you hear from friends after the fact, after a breakup, that, oh, by the way, that skeezy boyfriend you had, I didn't want to tell you during the time you were going out, but now that you're broken up, I feel like I can come clean. He used to hit on me nonstop. I found it very inappropriate. I told him I would cut his hands off if he ever tried it again, and it was really uncomfortable. Is that consoling to hear about it?
To me, it's not. No.
Of course not.
Heck
Seems
no.
a little braggy.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
He was really into me too.
Yeah, so, you're not that cool.
Actually, if I must have found me more hot than you, because
Because you guys are wrong.
any chance he got, he was trying to, like...
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of rude of her friends.
Well, you're the one who described it all as consoling type behaviors.
That's what the news is reporting this morning.
That's our third non-factual Jessica Simpson story of the morning.
How many
Is
more
that
do we
what
have
it
to go?
is? I think we're all done.
So let's see. Her friends did not console her, saying that they were hit on him all the time.
Right.
She did not visit a witch doctor. And she is not dating Colt Brennan, formerly of the Hawaii Rainbows.
I think they changed it though, didn't they?
Why aren't they the Rainbows? That's all.
Well, there's a reason. You know why?
I don't remember. That's not an offensive sounding
Well,
no,
but it's
nickname.
a symbol.
Yeah, it's the symbol for the gays.
Really? So they had a problem having a logo that was a symbol for the gays, so they changed their nickname from the Hawaii Rainbows to what? What are they
the
now?
Warriors or something, or the Bows or something.
The Warriors. That sounds right.
Warriors.
Is it the Warriors?
That sounds right. Warriors, yeah.
Warrior.
So they were too bothered that there's too much of a link between the rainbow symbol to the homosexual community, so they changed their logo.
I don't think it means you hate gay people. I think it means
I think that's
doesn't-
No,
anti-gay.
you're a part of.
No, it doesn't make your football team sound very tough. I mean, you can
Yeah.
be the,
Well, I'm sorry.
Rainbows.
people don't hate ballerinas, but you don't want to be the ballerinas either.
Fine, you can understand, though, from Hawaii and rainbows. They have occasional sunshiny
Which
day.
is why they named it that in the first place.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. And if I'm gay, I'm offended that they had to go out of their way to change the nickname of their team because they didn't want to be too linked with the homosexual community.
It's because football teams should be kind of tough and have a
Yeah.
tough mascot.
If they're not tough on their own, then their nickname's not going to help them.
It doesn't hurt.
But
though,
I mean,
to have
really,
a
when you have a mascot, you have a rainbow running around. Whoa, that's pretty tough.
You really don't need the mascot running around in 2009,
Well,
if
why
you
don't they
ask
just have,
me.
You know, the Philadelphia cute baby squirrels. I
Well,
mean, that doesn't really work.
I tell you
gotta
right
have
now.
something that's
I'll tell you right now. If an NFL team has if an NFL team has the guts to name themselves the cute baby squirrels, they're winning the Super Bowl first year
Oh,
out.
that'd be so rad.
All right,
We're the Seattle Precious Lambs.
cute baby squirrels kick the ass of the Steelers any day.
Steelers on that. There's a name. Steel.
I'm going
Yeah.
to Vegas immediately and betting money on the cute baby squirrels.
There you go.
I don't think it means you hate gay people. It just
I think it's anti-gay. I'm not saying it blatantly says you hate gay people,
Yeah.
but I think that is a very anti-gay type. They went out of their way. They actually had to file paperwork.
Yep.
They had to go through these steps to get their nickname changed because they were bothered that the symbol is too linked to the gay community.
Yep.
When really, I mean, they had a tradition. They could easily have written it off as, hey, we've been the rainbows a lot longer than
It's been
the
a symbol.
rainbow symbol was linked to the homosexual community.
True.
And yet they still felt the need to get away from any kind of homosexual tinge to their team.
Yep.
Which to me, again, if I'm gay, I'm offended.
if you're a gay phone
Wow.
operator,
And
or
I'm
if you
protesting.
or if you are a gay.
If I'm a gay.
Okay, then you're really offended by that.
That's right.
But you can see where it's not.
I'm hurt.
It's not the toughest, kind of
we
mascot.
went-
I
we've-
think it's
we've
a
been
tough
through this
thing.
now.
Yeah.
But you don't agree.
You
think it's
I don't think
a great mascot.
I think if you're not tough
Great
enough as a
symbol.
football team, your nickname's not going to put you over the top. All right?
Well, then how
Be,
come
be tough on your own. Figure out how to be tough on your own, and don't get assistance from your stupid nickname. Oh, because they're
Well, but, I
because
mean-
they're the Redskins. Not offensive, by the way. Because
Right.
they're the Washington Redskins, they're so tough. Not offensive at all.
Okay.
No filing of papers there to change names.
No, not in the NFL. That's the good old boy network. There.
He's a gay phone operator. He's so gay. He's so phone operator. And now, here's Gay. A good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, gay.
To have them name the rainbows to begin with is stupid.
Well, they're from
that-
Hawaii. Not many teams from Hawaii.
It's not dumb when you're from Hawaii. It'd be dumb if you're from like Iowa.
No, it's dumb to begin with. It doesn't make sense. I understand it's on their license plate and all that. That's fine. I wish I had one like that. But
Side note.
Gay doesn't want to be associated with a football team.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, gay.
you shouldn't have to change your name because you think you're associated with.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm offended if I'm a gay.
You can see it. You don't want to take sides. You don't want
How come I didn't hear about this? How come the gay community didn't make a big stink over this?
I haven't even heard of
Maybe I dreamed it, but I thought that's what I heard when
No,
I was in Hawaii.
I think you're
They
right.
probably didn't come right out and say it, but yeah,
Yeah,
it makes
of course.
sense. Why did they change their name? It makes perfect sense for them to be the Hawaii Rainbows. A lot more than the Hawaii Warriors.
Well, the university would probably say, well, the Rainbows isn't really a great name anyway. They probably would deny that it has anything to do with the gay community.
With teams that have changed their names in recent history, like the Washington Bullets to the Washington Wizards,
Right.
that made sense.
Because if a kid hears bullet, he's going to kill someone.
Well, you don't necessarily want to go out of your way to present images that don't have to be there. So the Washington Bullets changed their name. That makes sense. I can't figure out a reason why they changed their name from the Hawaii Rainbows to the Warriors, except for what you just said, and that's offensive to me. If I'm a gay man and I'm bothered by it, but I hadn't heard this story until now.
Well, the
Yeah,
university,
they are the Warriors.
the
it says
university
here.
would probably tell you it's not about the gay thing. It's probably just not a
Well,
real
then how do they
tough-
explain it?
It's not a tough mascot. It's kind of a lame mascot.
It's all about your tough mascot if you're going to intimidate the other team.
Well, but still, I mean, you kind of.
Gay, when you're at Bear Poker this weekend, fire up the troops, head over to Waikiki.
I won't be at Bear Poker this weekend,
Oh, jeez.
so I will be working.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the money for my trip.
You're such a dedicated, hardworking soul now.
No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I need the money for my trip, so I'm putting in a lot of
Yeah,
overtime.
but now that you're slumming it in the hotel, you don't need to work so much. You changed your hotel.
No, I still need money to spend and stuff.
Yes.
I just
What do you buy?
Even though
He's got to get the mouse ears and...
Oh, jeez.
Whatever. I wanted to stay there. There's nothing wrong with wanting to stay there.
Well, you can make a call, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you don't care. It's not that big a deal. All right, Kay. Anything else on your mind?
No, not really.
Wow.
Just complete blank slate.
Always has been.
Wow.
What? Where did this come from?
Don't bring anything to the table.
Oh, wow. We're just asking.
Just asking.
Well, that's what you're going.
Is there anything going on in your life
good enough
of any?
yesterday. I didn't bring it in the way you wanted.
What are you
Bring it
talking about? I
in.
don't even remember you being on yesterday.
Oh, maybe you guys met after the show.
Were you on yesterday?
I think, or the day before. I
Or
don't
the day before you?
Doesn't matter.
Anything going on in your life of a spectacular magnitude on any level or what?
No.
No, nothing. Just
Same
working like a busy beaver.
Yeah.
All right, it's a new lease on life. It's a new attitude. It's hard-working. Put on his hard hat, take his lunch pail, go to work, gay phone operator.
That's right.
I think this is the best gay phone operator we've ever heard of.
Wow.
Putting in overtime, working
Stop
around the
it.
clock, punching the clock, punching the clown, all this stuff.
Lots of punching.
Mm-hmm.
And the team was actually called the Rainbow Warriors to begin with.
Oh, all right.
And they just dropped that from the name.
Oh, Hotshot didn't say that. I didn't know that. And I don't know much about the Hawaii team.
It, did he?
No, but they were called the Bows. I mean, that was like their name. It was never the Rainbow Warriors.
No, they were the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, but people in the football world just call them the Bows. That was what they were called. And by the way, the gays in Hawaii are very outraged by it.
They are?
Yeah, they've been in an uproar for a while.
And you know all the gays, so you're right.
Well, I'm actually reading a story about it, jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Why don't you go back to bringing nothing to the table?
It's a girl
Why don't I
fight.
just do that?
I like you better then.
I know you do.
You just found a story just now?
Yeah.
That the homosexual community very bothered by it?
Members of the gay community in Hawaii have been in an uproar since then and are striving to end
They should
this
be.
discriminatory
They
policy at the
absolutely
university.
should be. This is about as blatantly offensive as anything I've heard in so long. And all the things we deal with these days, with people getting overly sensitive on this, that, and the other thing, with all the hypersensitivity on this, that, and the third, Terry, this is one where I actually am right in complete agreement with the feeling of being offended.
They're gay Hawaiians? You don't see that very often.
Oh, jeez.
Are there gay Hawaiians?
Apparently you haven't been to enough luau's
I guess
lately.
not.
Come up with one.
All right. Well, go out and get your pig roasted this weekend and
Oh, that's all they do,
find out all about it.
Hey, what's good? This your boy Flo Rida, and my favorite songs on KUBE 93 right now have to be
JC, run this town.
I make it say, yeah. When I
KUBE 93 all day.
Hey, I see you've got your eye on the Jetta. You know, during the Autobahn for All of
Despite a New York Post report today that claims Derek Jeter is secretly engaged to Friday Night Lights star Minka Kelly, her rep tells Z the story is not true. The Post story claimed close pals had even been told to save the date for a fall wedding.
Sure.
As it stands now, a no-go on their nuptials.
Well, he's still hoping A-Rod will accept his proposal. But Minka Kelly, is she really hot?
Very
I think
pretty.
she got a little Jessica Alba in her, like that kind of look.
Yeah, a little bit. The dark-haired one.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very pretty. Sexy thing.
I don't get to watch Friday Night Lights enough, or at all. But
Well, you got to read the book. If you don't read the book, you're not going to like it.
I didn't even know that he was dating Minka Kelly.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's what's so... This is the guy who can really be my example of how to milk it for all it's worth. What is he, about 33 now, 34, 35, something like that?
I think he's like 34, 35.
Derek Jeter's about 35 now. And he has done it just right. He's the anti-Kobe. He's the anti a lot of athletes that can just be knocking women. Or he knows his status. Because Derek Jeter, good-looking guy, but there are times he could look like a complete nerd, too. I mean, if he went to a club, if he wasn't an athlete, and he went to a club with a bunch of his boys, he wouldn't necessarily stand out as maybe the best-looking guy in his little boy pack there.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's
Absolutely.
kind of average-looking at times, in the right clothing because he can afford them. He stands out as extra handsome and everything.
Yeah.
And women do love him. But he knows where he's at. He knows women love him. He knows he's the cornerstone kind of player of the game. He's one of the last of the real soldiers of the game. And he's going to freaking milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah.
And he keeps everything very
Yeah.
hush-hush. He doesn't over-flaunt himself.
Yeah.
He has women sneak out the back.
Yeah, he is very, very low-key. You don't
So
hear
to
much
speak.
about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't think he's had tons and tons of women through the years? Of course he has.
Oh, you
Sure.
don't want to see his list.
His list is
It's
insane.
everybody. It's everybody. It's
His list is insane.
It's like Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Alyssa Milano,
And yet
everyone.
he's able to keep it. You don't see him in Us Weekly a ton. You don't see him.
He was in that one time. Wasn't there a story? There was one story about him, I think.
But you never really remember any long period of time where he's mired in rumor controversy.
Right.
See, he's been able to keep everything very dignified, even though he's been knocking around some of the best-looking women in Hollywood and the modeling world,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. And he is the example, my perfect example, of how you go about living that celebrity life to the hilt.
Baseball's been very, very good to him.
And
Yes.
now that he's 35, he's starting to consider getting married.
Wow.
Because what's the alternative when you're in your 40s? To be that old loser who's still single? No. Now's the time he should be considering who is the right prospect for marriage.
Well, she's a nice get. She's very, very pretty.
Maybe it's her.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. He's got a few more years to figure that out.
Yeah.
At some point, you just kind of run out of steam. Doesn't mean you don't want to do other chicks. You just kind of run out of steam.
Right. And while you're all getting
myself.
engaged and, hiring the caterer and realizing you're running out of steam, there's still a couple of 100 women you can take down in the last few minutes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Who has he been linked with? He's been linked with Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, everybody he
Jessica Biel,
has.
I'm pretty sure Jessica
Biel.
Alba.
He had Jessica Biel before Justin did.
And Jessica Alba. That's
if you're
pretty-
Justin Timberlake, as cool as you may think you are, and you are, it's got to be sticking somewhere in you that Derek Jeter
Yeah.
has already run her joints a couple of 100 times.
It's different when she used to, do her boyfriend from high school.
Right.
Like that doesn't sting. But Derek Jeter.
That's got to sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you think you're the top of the charts kind of celebrity, and yet you couldn't get. They're going to wind up together, right?
Looks that way.
Justin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
I don't know. That may be the only thing stopping it. Is that he's got to realize that she's recycled goods.
Wow. Well, what is that, whole 6 degree of separation? So
Just throw her in the green bin. I couldn't handle it.
with the
But anyway.
plastic and the paper.
That's right.
But not the greasy pizza box.
Franklin, you're on the
no.
air. What's up, Franklin?
Hey, not much, man. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Meet a lot of Franklins.
I just want to make a comment about the Rainbow Warriors. They used to be called, like in the 80s, they used to be called,
Fighting Rainbows.
in the early 90s, the Rainbow Warriors.
Well,
And
yes.
their mascot was a Hawaii Islander, and then like their little logo on their helmet.
Well,
was
I looked into
rainbow.
this. I looked into this during the break. I got some info on this.
All right.
I am pretty, wired into the sports world, but this one kind of slipped under the radar. I didn't hear about this changing of the name. They're no longer going to have any affiliation with the Rainbow moniker, the Rainbow nickname whatsoever.
Gays ruined it for everyone.
77 years they've had the Rainbow logo on their helmet.
77?
77 years.
Really?
And now all of a sudden it's not good enough for them.
Wow.
All right? And by the way, for most of those years, they were simply called the Hawaii Rainbows.
Right.
It wasn't until the past decade that they started, flirting around with other...
Oh, men. Oh, sorry. Sorry, what did you say?
They went with the Fighting Rainbows for a couple of years, trying to toughen themselves up and slowly but surely distance themselves from the homosexual stigma that apparently comes now with the thought of rainbows.
Right.
Now listen to this.
Oh, boy.
Because apparently homophobia does live in paradise in Hawaii, Terry.
How dare it?
The University of Hawaii, we said that they, or I think...
Hot Shot is the one who claims
He
it's
said
just a
they never said they were doing this because of any homosexual tinge or link or whatever.
Right.
They've come out and actually said, here's the...
Oh, they've just given in now?
Here's from the Associated Press. The University of Hawaii's officials have conceded that the school nixed the football's 77-year rainbow logo because of concerns about its homosexual theme. But Yoshida, who was the guy who commented, added, the decision to abandon the rainbow was not anti-gay. How do you say that in the same breath?
We don't want to be associated
We want to
with
distance
it.
ourselves from the homosexual theme, but it's not anti-gay.
Right. Because we love the gays in paradise.
We love the gays.
No, that's all he's saying is that...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. We don't hate gays, but I don't want you to think I am gay because I'm not, right? Does that make sense?
Well, I don't think
you don't want
anyone
people
was
to think you're
assuming...
gay, but you don't hate gay people.
I don't think everyone was assuming that all 60 players on the University of Hawaii rainbow roster was 100% homosexual.
Oh, you never
Well,
know.
and I don't...
You ever been to a Storm game?
Well,
That's a little... different. But anyway, the
I
symbol was adopted 77 years ago in reference to the colorful rainbows that appear over the islands each day. Makes sense to me, Terry.
Yes.
School officials unveiled the new logo, an H.
It looks lovely.
It's an H.
The guy bend them
How'd they
over.
come up with that?
Wow.
How creative. and how tough, by the way. Now on their helmet is going to be an H. That's going to scare the competition. They may not even show up.
Ooh, it's an H.
An H?
Run.
Better than a rainbow.
We have no chance. An H is really that much better than a rainbow? It's so
Sure.
tough.
Don't you think it's better?
The letter H.
Well, how come you guys don't understand that? How come no pro sports teams are the fairies or the ballerinas? Why?
Well, they don't have a 77-year history of being linked to rainbows. This made perfect sense for them to be called the rainbows. This is a direct, homophobic. I've never heard of something so blatant.
But they love
actually,
the
there
gays.
probably is tons of examples that are much more blatant. But this one is just... It's just pretty sad. I'm sorry.
It's understandable.
7 years,
I'm all for
though. I mean, I think
I love discrimination.
Their symbol is now an H, and they're going to be referred to as the Warriors.
Okay.
They're dropping the rainbow because for the past decade, or the past few years, they've been the Rainbow Warriors. So little by little,
You're saying warrior now. We're warrior.
little by little, I can't help it though.
Ruined it for everybody.
They've been trying to get away from the rainbow, a moniker. Mm-hmm.
That's their right to do it. The gays have ruined it. They've ruined the rainbow.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa!
Wow.
And Kermit the Frog is pissed. He doesn't feel any connection to the rainbow anymore.
So now that the rainbow's been ruined by the gays, are you?
Thank you, Bender.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for joining us.
I think I got this stink eye, too.
Craig Stutzman, a receiver for the football team, told the Honolulu Star-Bulletin he likes the change. I think it's great. I like it a lot better, especially the colors. I knew it would raise some issues, but overall, I think it's better for our program. I can't wait to get in one of those new helmets and start banging heads. Aha! If he had made that comment with a rainbow on his helmet.
Yeah, he's forcing a little bit too much there. He likes to bang heads.
But a University of Hawaii graduate living in the mainland of Hawaii was not feeling the same. His reaction was, my gosh, how ugly can you get? He believes that the tradition that the rainbow stood for is now gone and unnecessarily so.
And he makes a good point. It is. It's a tradition thing. And I don't think that anybody who really was associated with, Hawaii going there even remotely thought anything of the association with gay.
Right.
I think it was just, okay, we're the rainbows,
sense
and there you go.
that in a sunny atmosphere like Hawaii, that they're the rainbows.
Right.
Man, talk about sensitivity.
Yeah, but the gays have made it their mission to let you know the rainbow is there. That's their thing. If you drive around anywhere in Seattle, you see rainbow stickers all the time on cars.
Being called the rainbows, especially for a man's team, listen to this, being called the rainbows, especially for a man's team, left us open for ridicule, said Mosley. I don't know who Mosley. Mosley said. Warriors has a much stronger connotation. We're going to be so good this year as the Warriors.
We're the Rainbow Warriors. Oops, no, we're not.
Just the Warriors, because we're going to go undefeated now.
Yeah.
And they did almost.
Well, that was when they were the Rainbow Warriors.
2 years ago.
They were still the Rainbow Warriors then.
No, this happened in like 2001, didn't it?
They dropped the Rainbows in 2001?
I don't know. But they were the Warriors.
They're dropping the logo this year for the first time.
The year they were good was 2000. They were just the Warriors, because that's when I first noticed it.
No, they've been the Rainbow Warriors for a while. But they're dropping the logo for the first time this year. That's why this is news. You getting all this, Franklin? Oh, Franklin's gone. Oh, wait. Franklin, you getting all this?
I'm getting it all.
Okay.
Franklin was the guy in the wheelchair in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm. Pope Fiction John wants to comment. Yes, Pope Fiction John.
I don't know what the H has to do with Warriors. I think the H could just stand for homos.
Ow! They got to change it again.
Or Hawaii, for that matter, but okay.
They don't realize that the H could stand for homos.
They screwed themselves.
Okay. Very good, Pulp Fiction, John. Thank you. Now they're going to have to figure out what to call themselves again.
Well, they're just going to have the H there and leave it at that.
Yes.
Wow.
So what if Nebraska was like the cornholers? Would you guys? You should keep it because mascot doesn't mean anything.
They're pretty close.
I mean, what if it was for whatever reason?
They're the Cornhuskers.
Right. What if it was the cornholers? You guys should keep it. You guys should keep it. It's a great nickname. Nickname means nothing.
If there was a 77-year tradition of what cornholing meant to people in Nebraska,
right?
Then
there probably is, but
you have to realize that that's the key part of all this. It's not like they were just called the Rainbows for no reason. It's not like there's a team out there called the
No, I understand that. Okay, so let's say there was a tradition in Nebraska, but the word has since brings on a different connotation, different meaning. They have no right to change it?
I would still think that the history of the towns in Nebraska and the state of Nebraska would trump any newer reference to some little homosexual tinge.
Yeah, well,
it's just blatantly homophobic, but whatever. It's not going to be something I'm going to dwell on. But
language evolves, things evolve. A bundle of sticks was a faggot for years, but we don't call it that anymore.
Well,
things evolve.
Speak for yourself.
Cigarettes over in Europe were.
I'll be gathering faggots later today. All right?
Yeah, cigarettes were fags forever.
Yep.
That's why during the break, Pasty used to go choke a fag.
Oh, jeez. And some say he still does without
without smoking.
Yes.
Wow.
What else is going on in the world, please?
Chris Brown will be on Larry King Live on Wednesday night.
Oh.
CNN.
We've been talking about that, or when Karen was in here, she was swearing up and down that Chris Brown was going to be on Larry King about almost a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's definitely happening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will not believe it till I see it.
Are you dating? Yes, Larry, I am. Are you a good father? Well, I have no kids. Why the pause? Because you caught me off guard because I have no kids. I'm sure it'll be arousing.
So Larry's just a puppet, and they play the same questions for everyone. They just kind of move his mouth from behind.
Right. Yeah. Same interview, same questions as what's her figure face?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one.
Goslin.
Yes.
Yep. Kate.
By the way, I got a small list of Derek Jeter's conquests. Mariah Carey also on the list.
Kate looked very pretty, by the way, in that interview.
Hey.
I have to admit.
She's an attractive
with Larry
woman.
King. That's the best she's ever looked.
Is she still rocking the spiky in the back?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Gonna rock it forever.
Business in the front.
Oh, man. Not good.
Uh-huh. Now, give me some of the conquests of one Derek Jeter.
Mariah Carey. Before everybody, by
She ain't
the way.
denying that one.
Oh,
No.
heck no.
She ain't doing videos with Derek Jeter in a little hoodie.
No.
A woman named Laura Dutta, who was also Miss Universe, by the way. Pretty good poll on your resume.
I would say yes.
Yes.
Miss Universe, like the hottest woman on the planet.
I'm sure we can all relate to what it feels like to have sex with a Miss Universe.
Yes, I'm sure you can.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Johansson, you may have heard of her.
He's not screwing the runner-up.
No.
He's only screwing the one with the tiara on her head.
No. Jose Posada screwing the runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson.
Jorge, but yeah. All right.
Scarlett Johansson.
Didn't I say Jorge?
He said Jose, but who's counting?
Oh, okay. I thought I said Jorge. Scarlett Johansson, pretty good poll.
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle Union.
Yes.
Not bad. Jessica Alba, like we said.
Look for the Union label.
Tyra Banks is rumored to be with him, to have been with him at one point.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Vanessa Manillo, is that good?
Yep.
It's pretty solid. Pretty solid
I would
lineup.
say so.
And Jessica Biel.
Yeah, that's
There's a
pretty
lot of
nice.
people I put my all-stars up against. I don't know if Derek Jeter's one of them. But he's now at the age. He's played it just perfectly, as I've always ridiculed many a star over the years for not knowing how to go about their celebrity status. Here's one true example of not just knowing how to do it just right, but executing it to perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection.
No question.
My gosh. Applause all the way around. And doing it all with the rainbow on his helmet, Terry.
Right.
See? No excuses.
Such a warrior.
That little Chico Pit, Mr. 305, and my favorite song on KUBE 93 right now has to be
Hotel room service.
Michael Vick making his preseason debut with the Philadelphia Eagles. A few protesters outside the stadium, but the home crowd gave him a standing ovation when he was first introduced. Vick's first play, a shuffle pass. He lined up at wide receiver in this game. Didn't catch anything. Lined up at quarterback.
Kind of having the memories of being in prison, I guess, huh? Where he was one of the best standout wide receivers on his cell block, Terry.
Michael Vick making his preseason debut with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Or was he a tight
A
end?
few protesters outside the stadium, but the home crowd gave him a standing ovation when he was first introduced. Vick's first play, a shuffle pass. He lined up at wide receiver in this game. Didn't catch anything. Lined up at quarterback. He was 4 for 4, 19 yards.
Yeah.
He will be eligible for reinstatement during Week 6 of the NFL season.
Wow, standing ovation. We'll see.
What'd you say? Standing ovation, we'll see? Mm-hmm. We'll see what? She doesn't seem too happy about it. I bet you a lot of the people that were outraged about what Michael Vick did were surprised that he got a standing ovation and now may come out with more, vengeful type protests in the next game because they're like, oh, how did this happen? How are we not there? We didn't organize enough. And look what happened. He got a standing ovation. How did we let that happen? She sounds pissed off. We'll see. What does that mean, we'll see? We'll see what? What is she trying to tell us?
We'll see when he goes on the road.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
That's what she means? We'll see if he makes it through the season without being assassinated. We'll see.
Wow. What did I say?
What does that mean? We'll see. You're the news anchor. Tell me what that means. I want to know. Wow, standing ovation. We'll see. We'll see what?
Can't stand when somebody beats your knees down with a bat.
Of the NFL season.
Wow, standing ovation. We'll see.
Listen to her.
We'll see.
Wow.
She does sound
Standing
pissed.
ovation.
She sounds pissed. Yeah,
she
she sounds like many were outraged, and I'm personally kind of glad with the fact that Michael Vick got a standing ovation, and I know I differ, not because I by any means condone the behaviors of what went on there, but I think he went through plenty. I think this was something that was customary from where he was from more than anyone who's not from his area of the country could relate with or understand.
Yeah.
Not that executing and electrocuting and drowning dogs is really a part of that on the whole, but dogfighting, just the act of dogfighting, is pretty common. Like bullfighting is in a lot of areas of Mexico. I don't know why that's so much more acceptable in a sport. And the dogfighting idea was just so horrific. I think they both should be equally horrific if one is so outrageous. Absolutely. Let's come up with some commonality, some common ground here.
In bullfighting, they don't fight to the death. It's a bull against the guy.
The bull dies at the end of every bullfighting exhibition.
Often they die, yes.
Have you seen, though, how they spear them and stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's not good. Right in the neck, and the blood just...
It sounded like you were trying to make light of bullfighting.
Well, it's not the same as dogfighting.
The bull dies.
Right, it's cruel. They're all
still cruel, regardless.
Yes.
And
it's
that's
just
my
a nasty
point. Thing. Yeah.
And that's why I've kind of distanced myself from horse racing, because it kind of bothered me how much abuse the horses, I realized from being behind the scenes, took. 100 horses died a couple of years ago in the act of racing, and it started getting to the point where it bothered me. But Michael Vick being made a serious example here and being ostracized by the sports community when there are so many people in sports doing so many ridiculous things that are so overlooked that it really started to bug me. And I'm glad he got a standing ovation. I would have cheered for him, and I could care less about him.
Eagles fans are cretins. They're going to cheer for him.
That's true.
They're all a bunch of animals.
All they care about is that they may have a guy that can get them closer to the championship that they've so coveted for so long. They don't care if he's a mass murderer.
Right. If they signed Charles Manson to play wide receiver, he'd get a standing ovation.
If they thought he could help them one iota, they would cheer Jeffrey Dahmer if he came back to life.
That's right. Yeah, Dahmer's got great feet.
That's the truth. They'd sell their mothers for a championship in Philadelphia.
Geez. Dahmer's going to eat the competition alive.
So I'm wondering. It sounds like this anchor, when she heard about the story of Michael Vick, was definitely the horrified camp, and when people who were in the real, I can't believe that this could have taken place on this earth kind of camp, heard that he got a standing ovation, they were shocked and appalled, and that's why she gives you the "we'll see." But as a news anchor, you got to tell me what "we'll see" means.
Okay.
You're giving me the news. You're not an editorial columnist here.
Right. Don't just leave us hanging.
He will be eligible for reinstatement during Week 6 of the NFL season.
Wow, standing ovation. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Did you see Vic's...
She's going to call her people in Philadelphia.
It sounds like she's about to drive out there.
I know.
We'll see. I'll take care of that.
Oh, yeah?
We'll see. That is kind of scary, isn't it?
We will see.
You're dating someone like that. I'm just going to go home now. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah. You're breaking up with me? Okay, we'll see.
Oh, that would be the worst.
That "we'll see" is threatening and scary.
Yes, especially when it's kind of quiet.
What are you going to see, actually?
What did you mean by that? I want to break up with you. I don't really like you, and...
It's not really a "we'll see" thing. I'm going to break up with you.
No, that's fine.
He got a standing ovation. There's nothing left to see.
What do you mean, we'll see? Yeah, it is really scary, isn't it?
It's scary.
We'll
it's
see.
a threatening and scary "we'll see," and I'm glad that I could bring that to your attention, because I don't think most people even notice that.
Right. You're right. They probably wouldn't have caught it ever.
I'll tell you what, if something happens to Michael Vick today, she's the first suspect.
Oh, yeah.
This lady is the primary suspect as far as I'm concerned.
Keep this audio as evidence.
With her Will C. Her very casual Will C.
Yeah, it was a quiet, casual, threatening Will C.
Like in the domestic violence world, if some guy said, "All right, yeah, are you going out with him now? Okay, we'll see."
Oh, yeah, that's so
That Will C says a lot, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
Right?
I'm totally in agreement.
Of the NFL season.
Wow, standing ovation. We'll see.
Just taking it in.
That's right. We'll see.
What if he turned back to her and said, "No, there's nothing to see. We just played it for the audience."
Yeah.
No, we'll see.
And then a confirmation of another Will C is even worse.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't think a standing ovation was really necessary, though.
Probably not. I don't know what that was all about, to be honest.
Usually give prisoners standing ovations for serving their time.
I think...
Oh, way to go. You're so good at serving your time. That was awesome.
Kill a dog for us, please.
Yeah, please.
No, I think what the standing ovation represented was...
Stupid Eagle fans. I can't stand them. Hope they all die.
I think what
dude.
I think what the standing ovation represented was we recognize that you've been through a lot.
Been through a lot. He put himself through it. He's been through a lot. Someone who's fought in the war has been through a lot.
You may have gotten...
He made bad choices. Been through a lot.
In all that's going on in the world of sports, you seem to get more railroaded than any other example of a athlete that we can think of in the past few years or so.
Find me an athlete with the same story, and we'll see how railroaded he gets. Peyton Manning's not off the hook if he finds out he's killing dogs.
Well, Dante Stallworth has killed a person.
Right.
And he's not being treated as harshly as Michael Vick was.
But he wasn't fighting people and having them kill each other. I mean, come on, he was an
Dante
accident.
Stallworth got drunk and killed a person walking through a crosswalk.
Well, he wasn't on the crosswalk, actually. But.
Right, that was the...
Well, it's part of the good story. He killed an innocent pedestrian.
That could happen to any of us.
Right,
because he was driving home
Doesn't
drunk.
mean we're cretins. I mean,
Yeah.
That could happen to any of us.
Okay, so that could happen to any of us, killing a human being while you're driving drunk.
Yes.
Happens on a daily basis,
You're just so ready to excuse the killing of a healthy human being, but you can't even fathom the thought of dogs being,
One's a mistake and one wasn't. That's why.
One was a mistake? When you get into a car knowing that you're drunk and you drive and you hit a person, it's hard to say, oh, well, que sera, mistake.
He was flashing his lights at him, trying to get out of the way. The guy's in the road.
Right. Flashing his lights at him, then he decided to run him over.
And you're the one that says in New York, people hit you. That's how it is
They
on the
do.
East Coast, man.
But if they hit you when they're sober.
Okay?
If you're drunk, it's a different scenario.
Well, did you see the interview Michael Vick did for 60 Minutes? And he actually was talking about how he, the things that he could have done.
No, but I saw the post-game interview last night, and let me tell you, the guy looked so relieved that he'd have to go through what he probably had prepared himself for.
Right.
He had this look on him like I was ready to deal with the worst, and I had my armor on, and I was just going to be prepared for all kinds of name-calling, blah, blah, blah. And then you could almost feel this tangible look of relief on his face that not only did he not have to deal with that, but he got a standing ovation. The crowd was cheering him the whole game. It was shocking.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. Why did James Brown have to do the interview, by the way, on 60 Minutes? What, because he's black? I mean, really, guys?
Oh, jeez.
Why can't you have someone that works at 60 Minutes do the interview? It's like offensive.
Maybe they're working James Brown into 60 Minutes now. Because
Okay, all right.
some...
If I see James Brown in Afghanistan, then I'll believe it.
Huh?
Well, maybe they don't have anybody on their 60 Minute staff that really does
was competent at really doing a sports story.
Sports stories. I know, but not necessarily for sports.
They're not asking him X's and O's.
But it's.
Tell me how to run a fly route.
Oh, jeez.
That was not a question.
Wow, he's just.
It's so lame.
Well,
You guys don't
speaking
think so?
of a fly route, I didn't see the interview.
Here's a black guy. We better have a black guy.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's a sports connection.
Definitely that.
We are going to qualify you for an Escalade, one of the final chances you're going to get. So call in the beginning of the very next segment. You are going to get, hopefully, this stroke of fate that leads you to be, this time next month, riding around in a 2010 spanking new Escalade.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds awesome.
Okay.
Woo-hoo.
We'll do that after these words.
KUBE 93 is getting you into bumper shoes.
Seattle's Music and Arts Festival. Let's do it.
See the Black Eyed Peas.
Miss you, I wanna get with you tonight, but I cannot, baby girl, and that's the issue. Girl, you know I miss you. I just wanna kiss you, but I can't right now, so baby, kiss me to the phone. Kiss me
my jizz in your head.
My hair.
Hair or hand, which is a
Hair.
You over there with my goo in your hair. You look so good. You look so fine.
I think you're feeling better.
What's that?
I think you're feeling better.
No, I feel like crap back.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
I just do stuff like this to get my mind off
I
it.
guess so.
But
Sorry.
Speaking of just UJizz.com, greatest site ever. G-Tig is correct.
Well, you want to give him all the credit.
Wow.
Yeah, he told me about it, but I told you about it. But
True.
that's all right.
But he probably would have told me about it. Hey, dude, I got a great site.
Oh, it is. And then put it up your butt. Anyway.
Oh, man. He does like that.
What was I going to say here? Oh, yeah. If I'm going to get the flu, I'd rather just get like a real hardcore flu for like a day or two.
And knock you out. Yep.
A 24, 40-hour deal that just completely debilitates me, can't move, 103-degree fever, and be done with it. As opposed to the 6-dayer, 5-dayer that I'm working on now. That's getting almost a little worse every day.
I hear you.
Man. Hey, you over there. You didn't know. We were shocked, ladies and gentlemen, to be playing that theme song, that game show little theme song, for so many years on this program. So many years. And then in the final days of this here show, we actually looked deep in the archives, found the lyrics, and were astonished to discover that those were the words of the song.
Wow.
That Tari will now sing for you live and in color. Go ahead, Tari. Let me help you through this.
Can't even do it a straight face.
That wasn't horrible.
You over there with the goo in your hair. You over there with my jizz in your hair. You look so good and you look so fine. And
I can't.
Come on.
Well, he wrote it, so.
Yeah, he knows it.
What's the one song that's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? That actually has lyrics to it, too. Shockingly enough. I don't
Everything has lyrics.
Yeah.
It's about a
T-Man
flea.
lyrics.
Everything has lyrics.
Really?
Let me see. You're talking about this one?
No.
You're not talking about that?
No.
Hey, you over there with the jizz in your hair. You look so good. You look so fine.
And I don't know what. Not that one either.
No? Not this one. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I know you were banging my best friend in the backseat of the car.
With the jizz in your hair. How about this one? This one?
Oh, this definitely has lyrics.
You over there.
Oh, man. All the same lyrics for every song, huh?
That's right.
Same composer.
With my jizz in your hair. Oh, just anyway. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
I like the fast version just because, rolls really nice.
That's right. And we are now going to take, I think, what will be, for our show's purposes, the final qualifier for an upgrade to an Escalade, and then we actually, all cross our fingers collectively as one and hope that we have a really cool winner.
All right. Yep.
All right?
I do.
Of course, the winner of this morning's Taco Bell lunch and qualifying for an Escalade is going to have to show me a little tribute and honoring little moment here by singing the words I, again, was shocked to discover deep in the annals. Deep in the annals of the KUBE 93 studios. That's
yes.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree.
You agree? I don't know if I made anything else argumentative. John, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
What's up?
Hey, T-Man, you know what? I just want to qualify for that Escalade.
Mm-hmm. All right. Consider it done.
So I'd be more than happy to sing a song if you give me the lyrics.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not like we have to, print them out for you and send them your way. Either you know it or you don't, John.
You know what? I don't, but I will be more than willing to sing a song I do know.
Nah, it's all right. Either one would have sounded way too awkward. How about we just, move on with our day and just call you the winner? How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
You ever won anything before, John?
Never.
You don't sound like a guy who's ever won anything before.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And now the day is begun, or the turning of the tide. Maybe this starts a whole slew of, winnings and a newfound lease on life kind of thing. John?
Oh, yeah. I sure hope so.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. What's going on with your life? What do you do?
Actually, I work for a wine import company.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like he's already got windfalls of.
Nice life.
Yeah.
How much for a Camus Conundrum?
It sounds better than it really is.
What kind of wine are we importing? What kind of
Strictly Italian wine.
Italian wine?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
One of my favorite countries for wine, man. It's just sitting there.
You and everyone else in the world.
Just sitting there taking in the Chianti, huh?
You know, I would love to. There's actually a really good Chianti we sell.
Wow.
Really? You have a nice Chianti?
Yes.
Any fava beans?
And, all right. Well, it sounds lovely. John, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, hang on.
Woohoo!
There he is. He's the winner.
The wine man.
Why does Chianti have to always come in the little straw thing?
Huh?
Has to come in that little straw basket around it?
Oh, it does?
Why is that?
I don't know. I've never purchased one. I just buy it from restaurants and bars.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All Chiantis must come in
I don't know if it's all.
a straw wrapping.
But mostly, you know that little straw basket?
I think if you buy it at Costco, then yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just gonna have to take your word for it, I guess. But it doesn't sound like it's necessarily right.
I'm sure not all of them, but I think most of them have that. Everyone I've ever poured in a restaurant had that around.
Wow.
Well, at the spaghetti factory, it may not be the highest echelon of Chiantis, but that's okay. I'm sure.
I didn't work at the pompous room at El Gaucho.
Wow.
Whoa.
Jesus.
We are just...
Not that you would have turned it down if you got the offer, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have worked there.
Wow. You'd have refused.
Yes, I would have.
Mm-hmm.
At the Cowboy. Spanish for the Cowboy. Come on in, big boy.
Oh, jeez. Sounds right up your alley. What else is going on this morning, Terrence?
The story about the girl who was kidnapped back in 1991 at the age of 11 and was now found just recently. She's 29 years old, and her name is...
I got audio on this.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's an amazing
else
story.
Or no?
Yeah.
We're going to get to it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you're gonna or not. I can tell you a story about a 59-year-old woman in Florida who used a taser gun to rob a gas station and a Subway restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays...
I got audio on it, Terry.
Audio on all my news stories today.
You got anything else? We're using taser guns now to scare the hell out of people so we can get a whole load of free, what do they call them? Cold cut combos?
I guess so.
Hey, it's only $5 for a foot long now. It's a great deal. You can scratch that together.
Apparently you found a special little area of Capitol Hill now.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she robbed a Subway with a taser gun.
And a gas station to get herself some lotto tickets.
Will the courts eventually start cracking down? Because if it's effective, if you can successfully rob places with a taser gun, well, it's smart to use a taser gun over a regular handgun because you're going to get less time if you're caught. Unless there's some adjustments to the law.
Yeah, isn't that considered a weapon? Deadly weapon or no?
Is it? I don't know if it's considered a deadly weapon because...
It's not armed robbery. Anytime you have a weapon, isn't that?
Yeah, but the vast majority,
Yeah, no one dies, I guess.
Yeah, you never really die from a taser gun. There are some rare instances of people dying, but it wouldn't be assault with a deadly weapon because it ain't deadly.
And most people don't have the ones that shoot the barbs. They just have that little
Right,
thing
the
of
little-
electricity, right?
Yeah, with the two little things.
cattle prod.
Right.
But the reality is, if I'm behind the counter, it scares the crap out of me. I'm giving over the money. I don't need that.
You know, if anyone says anything to me and I'm working there, it's not my money. What do I care?
I don't need for my $8 an hour to be tased.
No.
It's like, what else you need? You want some Slim Jims? There you go.
$8 an hour. What a deal. Didn't taste.
So she robbed a joint with a taser gun.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm filled with fluids right now, Terry.
Okay.
You want to rob my lungs right now?
I'm sure you would love somebody to.
Well,
Yeah, she...
romantic. Yeah.
little drug addict. Has a little drug addiction problem for those
she was
prescription painkillers.
And nothing craves your drug addiction like a little spicy Italian sandwich.
I guess so. She was trying to get money, okay? From the register.
It is funnier to think that she wanted 10 sandwiches to go.
Yeah, I like the idea that she was trying to steal the seafood combo. But
I can't put lettuce on when I can't move. Jesus.
I was reading recently that this state, I don't know if you're aware, it's referred to as Washington State, Terry.
Really?
This state of ours is really gaining on, I don't remember who the leader was, but in a matter of like days from now, we're going to become the leader in pharmacy robberies. We're that tweaked, we're that, strung out, that we are just, it's going to happen, it's inevitable, it's obligatory, it's destined to be the case. It's just a matter of time before we take over the top spot in the country.
Yeah, we rule.
For pharmacy robberies.
Wow.
Number one.
Woohoo!
Yes. To the point now where they're like putting tracers in Oxycontin bottles.
like
Seriously, yeah, like LoJack.
Really?
Yeah, if you rob a drugstore, if you rob Bartell's or whatever, if you rob the pharmacy.
Wow.
You want to get high, you're going to get low.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
How the? Huh. Got a little
Is that
tracers?
stuff addicting?
What's that?
I don't know.
Is that stuff addicting?
Oxycontin?
Yeah.
It can tend to call your name from time to time.
Really?
Yes. That's right. Play dumb. I just can't believe that they have. That's the truth.
Tracers,
I'm not making it up. They have like this. I don't think it's actual LoJack, but it's some kind of tracer where they could find out where you took it.
Wow.
Little microchips or something.
In my stomach?
Exploding dye is next, I guess, like they do at the banks.
No, eventually pharmacies are going to have like the plexiglass, like banks.
Mm.
Like there's a bank out where I live. Like I live in the sticks. It's just a normal little desk. But everyone in Seattle has the plexiglass.
Right now they do.
I'm not used to seeing just no.
Really? In Seattle they have the plexiglass?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Almost every bank I go to has
Yeah.
that.
Not the one I go to.
It's like bulletproof.
Yep.
And eventually pharmacies are probably going to be like that because they're.
Well, bank employees have needed that for some time. A little peace of mind, you know? Worked at a bank, round the clock. You just know it's a matter of time before yours gets held up. Who the hell needs that crap?
You don't need it.
No kidding.
And
I have a gun. I have bulletproof glass. Oh, geez, I'm out of here. I mean, what are you going to do? It'd be a good deterrent, man. You can't. Tough to rob one with bulletproof glass.
You open your Vicodin bottle, and all of a sudden, the dye exploded all over my pills.
Yeah.
I can't eat this now.
Wow.
Yeah, I can.
But yeah, exactly. That's not going to stop me. A little dye. No.
That's right. Give me the knife and fork. I'm eating it.
Right.
Because that's how you eat. Your Vicodin.
Right. Knife and fork.
But
That is
yeah,
pretty interesting, though.
that kind of startled me, and it didn't necessarily make me filled with pride, but it is something to take note of.
Hey,
we
being
are
number one is cool, man.
we are leading the charge. It's just a matter of time before. That's the way the news story was written. That it's just a matter of time before we become number one in pharmacy robberies.
Right.
Someone's texting you right now saying, "Where are we?"
That's right. Cancel the plans for today. There's tracers, I guess. Nope. Let's do the bank.
Yeah, a little bit safer.
Yeah.
No, but that story you were about to get to, the lady who was held captive, held
Yeah.
hostage in a backyard for like 17 years. That
Yep.
is so crazy.
Yeah. She was kidnapped in 91, and they just
found her. Yeah, it's like, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I could really make the most out of my life now.
Right.
Thanks for nothing.
Where were you when I needed you? In 1992.
Yeah.
John Walsh, where were you? You hack. You couldn't find anybody. I'm alive, and you couldn't find me.
Unbelievable story.
Right.
I mean, you could talk about it, Terry. I'm just telling you, I got audio on. That's a big
that's
story
fine.
this
It is.
morning.
It's
I've been meaning to play that. And the PO, the parole officer of this guy that was holding her captive, that was holding her hostage in his backyard, visited him like once a month for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the backyard in a shack the whole time.
Right.
He had kids with her.
Yep.
Well, yes, he had
knocked
two
her up
daughters.
2 times over the 17 years that you imagine being held hostage for 17 years in a shack in someone's backyard.
Yeah, I know.
But at some point, you don't consider yourself a hostage. It's just your life.
Yeah, you just kind of
You were
give
so
up,
young,
and
and you don't really know.
You just give up.
So
and
yeah, so
move
now
on.
that woman has an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old.
So what are you saying? We shouldn't feel so sorry for her?
No,
it's all she knew. She was cool with it.
Yeah.
That she's going to be really upset and disappointed to be free now.
Yeah, you should. Shouldn't feel sorry for her at all.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, but I'm just saying, she didn't know she was a hostage, really.
How many other
Hopefully.
people are in the backs of
Tons.
people's
Millions.
yards right now?
No, I drive through neighborhoods and I look at houses and I think to myself, there's someone in that house against their will.
Wow.
You can just tell by the house.
And the fact that you just keep driving is amazing.
What am I going to break in and say, oh, I was wrong, sorry.
Knock
It's just
on
a
the
fat
door.
lady
By the
downstairs.
Apparently, if you have that strong a feeling, you got to do something about it.
Hey, this is Ludacris letting you know that my favorite song's on Cube 93 right now.
Jason Derulo, what you say?
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Mariah Carey, obsessed.
Why you so obsessed with me? And boy, I wanna know.
Only on Cube 93.
Battle at the Boat 73, Saturday, August 29th, 7 p.m., the Emerald Queen Casino. No filler, just killer. With the KO power of Kingsley Aikiki against Mark the Machine Gun Woolnow. Round out the card with Seattle's own Francesco Raiz, Batku, the Asian sensation, former contender star Walter Wright. Tickets available at Ticketmaster, EmeraldQueen.com, or the Emerald Queen Casino I-5. Battle at the Boat 73, Saturday, August 29th, 7 p.m. The Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
If you're thinking about getting a BlackBerry, think about this. Right now at Verizon Wireless, you can get our best deals on BlackBerry ever. Outstanding savings on the Curve, the Pearl Flip, the Storm, even the new Tour. But the best part? Buy any BlackBerry and get one absolutely free. It's true. Buy a BlackBerry at Verizon Wireless, like the Storm, for an unheard of $49.99 after $100 mail-in rebate debit card, and get a Storm free. Buy a Tour and get a Tour free. Pretty simple, really. You get our best deals ever and the best BlackBerry experience, because BlackBerry runs better on America's largest and most reliable 3G network. Think about that. Doing more in more places. Now for less. Visit any Verizon Wireless communications store or VerizonWireless.com.
All phones require new 2-year activation on a voice plan with email feature or email plan. Free BlackBerry is of equal or lesser value. Early termination and other fees apply per line. Coverage details at VerizonWireless.com.
Shop the JCPenney lowest prices of the back-to-school season sale. All Arizona tops and bottoms are buy one, get one for 88 cents. Plus, America's biggest back-to-school Levi's sale. Kids' backpacks are only $11.99. Athletic shoes are $38.99. All bath towels are buy one, get one for 88 cents. Plus, doorbusters Friday 3 p.m. to close and Saturday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Go to jcp.com and see everything on sale. Style, quality, and price matter. JCPenney. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Offer ends August 29th.
How would you like to have your very own brand new computer? Now at Blue Hippo, you can get a brand new brand name computer, even if you have less than perfect credit or no credit at all. If you have an active checking account, call 800-746-2091 right now to get the brand new laptop you've always dreamed of. You can be approved instantly and without a credit check. Plus, your new laptop can come with a free color printer, a free digital camera, and a free LCD TV. Bad credit, no credit, it doesn't matter. You will not be turned down, but hurry. We can't offer this deal forever. Call 800-746-2091 now to get your brand new brand name laptop computer. Plus, call now to find out how you can get a free color printer, a free digital camera, and a free LCD TV. This incredible deal could be yours, but you must call now. 800-746-2091. 1-800-746-2091. That number again is 800-746-2091.
There's a great place just around the corner with amazing values.
I'm at Albertsons thinking about this week's dinner plan when I see fresh chicken breast for just 98 cents a pound. That's it. Tomorrow we're having chicken dinner. I simply season, bake, butter some rolls, steam our favorite veggies, and impress my family with a home-cooked meal that looks like way more work than it actually is. Ooh, and then I can top it all off with...
Back that thing up. Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You a big fine mama, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy, want to back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up.
After you back it up, then stop. And what, drop it like it's hot. After you back it up, then stop. And what, drop it like it's hot. Now drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Look, CMB, make it drop it like it's hot. Look, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Look, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. You got your wobble-dee, drop it like it's hot.
Harry. I say, wah. Whoa, now, whoa, now, whoa, now.
How's it going? 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
Week and a half in.
It's slow motion to the slow motion. And,
jeez.
All I can think about is your retirement and, just still disappointed. Still don't understand how can you retire from conversation, but,
How do you retire? I'm not retiring. I'm not like I'm not going to talk or communicate anymore in my life.
Well,
right? I'm just saying after 14 years, September 18th of this year will be 14 years that we've been doing the show on Cube. Do you think maybe I could try something else in my life or no?
Well,
although I want to take a little time off.
Is yes, but where does that leave your dysfunctional family?
I'll be back in my next life as a deer. What?
I said, where does that leave your dysfunctional family?
My dysfunctionate family?
Yeah.
Well, much worse off than the dysfunctional family, I'll tell you that. Where does it leave the dysfunctionate family? It leaves them to fend for themselves, I guess, until further notice.
Gabe's just as upset as you are. He cries about it.
Man, to think that I have this level of responsibility that I got to continue on to. It's not even something that I can choose because I owe it to the dysfunctionate family.
It's the mafia you're in, man.
To continue on with the show, or else they're going to be lost wandering the earth.
Well, I don't want to be lost because I feel like you threw me into the dysfunctional family.
Wow.
Well, I dragged you in against your will, and now I'm leaving you high and dry. Is that right?
I feel like I don't fall in the category with the gay farm operator or the dump truck man because they were truthfully, they were listeners and callers. I was never a listener or a caller
until we lured you in.
True.
Yes, that is a fair point. And now here we are abandoning you.
And because
taking off the training wheels when he's not ready to ride on his own.
Well, he takes a long time to ride a bike.
Right, and because of you leaving, well, I guess it's I want to put in my retirement plan also.
Okay, well then there you go.
Well,
let's work on it. What do you got?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, my retirement plan is this, because you leaving, I just, need some help with my Cadillac or some type of wheels to ride on out of Washington.
Where are you parking your Cadillac in the jail?
Well, I can park it on side the jail. It might get towed, but, a little help,
All right, so your Cadillac is right outside the jail right now?
Nah,
I'll put something under the windshield wiper for you. So when you get out, it'll be there for you, okay?
Well, my car's not parked by the jail, T-Man.
Well, then why are you making it like you need something for your Cadillac right now? That's not something that's on your mind right now.
You got 4 months to hang out.
It's not on my mind right now, but the point still remains that you leaving, and I feel like I'm taking a difficult blow from it, and I've still been thinking ever since, like, wow.
All right, but when you think about it from that perspective, after 14 years, isn't it a nice thing that I never imagined this thing would go on for 14 years. What goes on for 14 years? The Beatles weren't together for 14 years. There's nothing I can think of that happened for 14 years straight.
Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. The Simpsons may be the only thing. That's like, and they're worshipped as like...
Saturday Night Live.
Well, different cast.
I never imagined that I was going to...
It's not like the T-Man in the morning show has had 19 different casts.
Right, very true.
I never thought of imagine me being on for 11 to 12 years with you, though.
Yeah, so it's time for you to see what else is out there for yourself,
absolutely.
Hammy.
Great opportunity for
All right,
Hammy.
yes.
Well, the only thing that's pretty much out there for me.
Talk about a guilt trip. Jail. When you guilted me from jail, what defense do I have?
Happy weekend, everybody.
It's Friday.
Well, I don't know. I'm just lost in the sauce, but, I just don't understand how
So you think I owe it to you and a lot of others to continue the show against my will?
Well, no, I just, as far as being, as far as repping for you for so many years,
yes.
I just figure, that I've been giving you a lot of ham. Can I at least get a little bone or something? I don't want to put it.
I don't know what you're asking for now, but... a little bone? Where do you want that bone inserted there, Hammy?
Well, the bone can go a lot, three holes, Well, as far as a man got 2 holes for the bone, but,
Okay, we have to talk about this off the air. Thanks,
I think so.
And we're going to change our name from the Rainbows to something else now. But anyway.
Wow.
Hammy, what are you talking about?
I'm just...
How are things? You said time is standing still there in the first week and a half, 2 weeks of jail. Is that right?
Well, every night is a Q93 radio show.
All right, well, that's good. So you got Cube as your companion there in the cell and everything, so...
After you leave, I don't relate to...
Cube will still be fine. Right. It's not going away.
After you leave, I don't relate to nobody.
Oh, please.
I don't relate to none of your staff.
Talk about an over-dramatic statement.
Wow. Where's the dramatic music? Where's the dramatic music?
Powers to the people. I don't relate to Eddie Francis. I only relate to you,
You only relate to me.
Nobody else.
You will be surprised how quickly you adapt, okay?
Powers will have you on every day.
Yes.
But over the past years, Powers to the people and Dirty Harry, they kind of disappointed.
All right. Very good. They're lovely people. And there's no way that I could come up with to describe them in any way as disappointing. Come on. Have they ever disappointed us on any level?
Nope.
No.
Man, the only person that I have ever had fun with is you, and now...
All right, we got 14 years of memories, man, or 11 as far as you're concerned. Yeah, he came on for the first time in like 98. 98, Terry. 11 years ago, the Ham Sandwich Man made his first impact on the show.
Yeah.
Pasty wasn't even born then.
Okay, so look at it from a positive aspect, all right? All the unbelievable memories
Oh, yeah.
that has happened to you.
You got to go to Vegas.
Walking around town as the Ham Sandwich Man for the last 11 years.
I
having
got
women.
cheated in Vegas.
Uh-oh.
You got cheated in Vegas?
But Terry Free threw it out there, so it hit me with the rest of the crew.
How did you get cheated in Vegas?
Y'all remember that, Fred Weeman gave up on the voting thing to the dump truck man.
Wait a minute here. When you were on Sin City Dysfunctional Family Sin City Survivor, you feel like you got cheated?
Well,
what did Fred Weeman do?
Fred Weeman.
Fred Weeman gave up the information on what time the voting was going to take place on the radio station.
All right. And how did that affect you negatively?
I don't know how I lost because the dump truck man had cell phones and was able, and his wife was the 28 caller to take me off this.
Yeah, but she got through fair and square. I mean, I was kind of weirded out by that too, but she got through like any other caller.
Well,
if you had a wife, I'm sure she would have been. Yeah, that's right. Turns out that didn't work out so well for them, but she got through like any other caller. It's not like she was on the hotline or anything.
Well, true, and I'm not knocking that.
If you had a wife, I'm sure she would have been as vigorously calling like Dump Truck Guy's wife was at the time because she kind of liked him back then.
And we've had a party for you.
We had a ham
Akon
sandwich
came?
release
Well,
party.
yeah,
Akon came before Akon even knew who he was.
I know.
And after that party, I
Yeah?
had to hitchhike a ride home.
What?
We provided you
with John.
Oh, wait, listen. You got limousine transportation that morning from the jail to the, where was it, Chop Suey?
Yes.
To Chop Suey.
On Madison.
Akon was there. You were the guest of honor. He sang to you. He brought you up on stage. You danced with him. And all you're focusing on, all you remember is how we didn't take care of you as far as driving you. We didn't even know you had a home to drive to after that. We thought you were going to just do your thing on the streets. You never said you needed a ride.
Well,
and no other dysfunctional family member has had a party specifically for them but you.
Are we just in a day where we're dwelling on the negative? Is that where we're at, Hammy? Because for you to pick that day, that was all about you. And all you remember with Akon there, who has gone on to become one of the most instrumental, one of the most high-profile members of the hip-hop world, and to think that he was there tributing you. And all you can think about is how we forgot to give you a ride out of the place to your home front. That's a little bit of...
Well, see, man, that's why I was trying my best to talk to you before you came from your bathroom break. And for some reason, Tasty Dave said I called it at the right time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Well,
I've been a little sick, and I've been, blowing my nose a lot, and I've been...
Wow.
Squeezing out a lot of weird heaters and everything. So, I was out of the studio during the break. I didn't know you wanted to talk to me off the air in a private little convo, but
every time
probably would have went down just like we're talking right here and now. It probably wouldn't have been much different.
Right, and I understand that, and trust the plus. I know that, but I still figured that, I still...
You have 1 minute remaining.
Wow. Someone's going to cut our losses here.
Right.
The whole audience is cheering now.
I was just going to let you know that Gay and Dumpy, who are both in the Terry Cam chat room, are a little not happy with what he's having to say here.
Hammy, you only have 1 minute. Some Terry Cam chatters are feeling like you're being or sounding a little ungrateful this morning.
Yeah.
Your response to that is what?
Well, my response is Terry never invited me on her Terry Cam, and she don't care anyway.
Have you ever been in here?
My friend. I like Terry, even though we done had our ups and downs, but the facts still remain. I'm pretty sad that you leaving, and,
You were invited to all dysfunctional family races at Emerald Downs.
Yes.
He was the star of those, too, by the way.
Absolutely,
You were the star
he
of
was.
those. We've had many a feature moment involving you, Ham Sandwich Man. You have certainly gotten a lot of the fringe benefits of this show. Now, maybe you wish you could have gotten even more, but...
Thank you for using
Bye-bye.
Like with this call.
Yeah, I think the operator's getting sick of hearing him whine, too. So
Wow.
here's a little insight to the Sin City thing. So Hammy got second. He got no money for it, right? It was like winner take all.
Yeah, but
Right, it
they had
was.
an arrangement,
Well,
I thought.
right. So here's the deal. So Dumpy gives him, I don't know what amount, but it was enough to get home. If you want to buy a plane ticket or you want to take a bus home.
Right.
Dumpy, out of the goodness of his own heart, give him maybe $1,000. It may be less.
Because Dumpy won, what, 5,000, 10,000?
So, okay, so I think it was it 10,000?
I think it was 10,000, yeah.
Okay, so that night, Hammy calls Jimmy Fred and says, "I'm completely out of money. I blew it all on roulette." No, he blew it all on craps, and he couldn't get home. He had zero money, and he wanted to borrow from Jimmy. And meanwhile, Dumpy, out of the kindness of his own heart, gives him money.
$1,000.
He was certainly barking up the wrong tree there, I'll tell you right now. But
I'm going to have to expense this, Rob. I mean, yeah, but the point is, Dumpy, he gave him money, and Hammy blew it. I mean, it's not
crap.
Hey, Dumpster.
What's cracking?
How are you?
Didn't you gave Hammy money, right?
Wonderful till about 3 minutes ago.
You gave...
I was going to come on this bitch. I sent this freaking asshole. He had no money. He's sitting at the goddamn the check-in booth on his freaking suitcase, looked like an idiot.
Well, listen, I'm going to cut him some slack. Everyone's getting agitated with him. I'm going to cut him some slack.
So why is he bitching at me?
He's feeling a little down right now. He's in jail.
Freaking Las Vegas right now.
Time is standing still.
He'd still be in Las Vegas, he said.
If it wasn't for you, he'd still be in Las Vegas? Well, I heard the money you gave him, he blew anyway, he didn't get it.
We had a little deal. I gave him half the money. He goes, blows it on freaking 2 hands of craps. Oh, I lost all my money. Were you dumbass?
How much did you give him?
Freaking like $400.
$400.
Still.
It was enough to get home. That's what he wanted. It was a bus ticket home. Because you had to find your own way
I thought you gave him more than that, but...
That was like...
I don't remember.
I thought it was a minimum of 500 to 1,000.
It was like 500.
And that's enough. And then I see the freaking guy sitting on a suitcase, look like an idiot.
2 hands.
At the check-in counter, and I'm like, this is my brother. I know let him just sit there and get kicked out by security on the side of the road.
So you were a little agitated that he gave him money to get himself home because he was crying that he wouldn't be able to get home, and then he blew it on craps and 2 rolls of the dice.
Exactly. So here's another $300.
Yeah, but imagine if he turned that $500 into 60,000. Then we all would have been.
So Dumpy gave him 4 and then 3 more. He's saying.
So there's 7. Yeah, so 7. At least.
After he blew it, you gave him more money?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to get home.
He had to get home. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You were in Florida, remember?
I was in Florida?
You were?
Huh?
Yeah, you were in Florida. I tried to call Weeman. They're like, it's not my problem. I called Scott. It's not my problem.
Did we go on vacation right after?
Maybe right after Sin City Survivor, I went to Florida.
Dude, let me just tell you, 10 a.m. on the last day of Sin City Survivor is a bad time to talk to me about the show. On Friday at 10 a.m.
Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
Gotta go.
See you later.
Peace out.
A cab. I said, get home. And said, you know what, take Steve to the train station and don't give him no money.
All right, well, let's not get down too much on our friend Ham Sandwich Man. I can understand when you're
contemplating his life in there,
spending day after day in jail. You wake up in kind of a cranky mood, and that's all I kind of write that off to. All right? He's entitled. I'm not taking it personally.
Didn't people used to be nice to each other on Fridays?
I know. We are awfully.
Well, I don't know if it's your typical Friday when you wake up in King County Correctional Facility.
Yeah.
You know?
KUBE 93 is getting you into bumper shoes.
Seattle's Music and Arts Festival.
Let's do it.
See the Black Eyed Peas.
Listen for your cue to call.
In the old school lunch,
traffic jam,
and night show.
Yo, what's up, Seattle? This is the Black Eyed Peas.
And CBEP at the Seattle Center.
Monday, September 7th. Woo!
Get all the info
at KUBE93.com.
Get the financial direction you need.
Turn right and continue straight.
From the top bank for customer service named by Businessweek.
Arriving at destination. Key Bank.
Get a free Garmin Nuvi GPS by opening a Key Express free checking account by September 11th with 1 Key Bank Rewards debit card transaction in combination of 2 direct deposits and/or automated payments each of $100 or more by November 13th. Your business can qualify for a Garmin too. Visit any Key Bank branch, call 877-KEY-4GPS or visit key.com/GPS. Value of the GPS will be reported on Form 1099 INT. Account early closure fee and other miscellaneous charges may apply. You must have a Key Bank Rewards debit card. The rewards program annual fee is waived for the first year. This is the basic banking account in New York. Other terms and conditions apply. Garmin is not a participant in or sponsor of this promotion. Key Bank is member FDIC.
One film has captured the imagination of audiences and critics everywhere. District 9. Rolling Stone calls it awesome, and Time Magazine declares it's the summer's coolest movie. There's a lot of secrets in District 9. District 9, rated R, now playing.
I had a great idea at work yesterday.
So, I gathered my A-team to meet online using WebEx. I passed the ball
to Carol in Atlanta, and I created some killer graphics. Then I passed the ball to
Taz in San Jose because I write the code that makes their ideas work online. Then I pass the ball to
Logan in Cambridge. I'm kind of the keeper of cool. And hey, it was cool.
So now my idea wasn't just an idea. It was our hot new product line, created by our national development team.
Spread across 3 time zones.
And we couldn't have done it without passing the ball.
Using WebEx, the only way to pass the ball online.
Pass the ball. Get your ideas rolling. Go to WebEx.com and try WebEx free. Just click the radio graphic and enter promo code KUBE to get a free trial and a free retractable VoIP headset. Remember that code, KUBE. WebEx from Cisco.
Girl on the side, she talking them little stuff. Once she texting on the phone, Ben J. Well, so I did. It was good, and I quickly got dressed. She was like, where you going? There's another girl next, and she screamed out loud, Ben J. And I had nothing to say, but sorry that it hurts.
Wah. Why you tripping? I ain't even do nothing. I'm a jerk. You ain't never lied, but hey, do me a favor. Call me jerk one more time.
You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. Ay. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. Ay.
Well, more than 18 years after she was snatched off the street in front of her home, J.C. Lee Dugard has been found alive. Now California law enforcement have this couple, Philip and Nancy Garrido, behind bars. Right. Cops say Garrido hid Dugard in the backyard of his Antioch home. He fathered 2 girls with her. She and the children lived in tents and sheds, and Dugard was only discovered after a UC Berkeley guard noticed Garrido on campus with the 2 girls. The guard thought it was unusual and then contacted Garrido's parole officer.
I wonder what was going on. Finally, after like 17 years, some security guard said, some peculiar behavior is going on here. I think I'll contact someone. And finally it was discovered what was going on for like, how many years?
17, 18 years.
Oh, since 91, so 18 years.
18 years.
18 years.
I have 6 million questions about this case.
I know.
All right, let's start with number 1.
All right. Yeah, what exactly was the guy doing?
With his 2 daughters.
It wouldn't be the weirdest thing to see a 50-year-old guy with a 14 and a 15-year-old handing out flyers at a college. Not the weirdest thing you ever saw.
Yeah, religious flyers, right?
They were handing out religious flyers?
Yes,
this was a very religious man who kept this woman captive for 18 years?
Yes,
he loves God. He lives by the book of the Lord, my friend. And the book of the Bible says...
It's good that he had religion to guide him. Yeah. Or who knows what he would have done, Terry.
Well, more than 18 years after she was snatched off the street in front of her home, J.C. Lee Dugard has been found alive.
And they always blamed the stepfather, didn't they?
Yeah, they were.
He was always a suspect.
He was always a suspect.
And he could never prove his innocence to anyone. He was ostracized by the community.
And separated from his wife. And
the 18-year later I told you so doesn't really feel all that satisfying.
Oh, I bet it does.
It does?
Oh, yeah. Kidding, 18 years?
It's just a little late. It's like everyone's
Not
like,
if you're petty like me.
I don't remember being like that hard on you, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
It was 18 years ago.
Now California law enforcement have this couple, Philip and Nancy Garrido, behind bars. Cops say Garrido hid Dugard in the backyard of his Antioch home. He fathered 2 girls with her. She and the children lived in tents and sheds, and Dugard was only discovered after a UC Berkeley guard noticed Garrido on campus with the 2 girls. The guard thought it was unusual and then contacted Garrido's parole officer.
All right, question number 2.
Question number 2 is...
you think about it.
The parole agent, that's why he became suspicious. In his visits to the house, he had never seen J.C. nor either one of the 2 children. As unusual as that may sound, having been there, it's very, very conceivable.
Yeah, whatever.
The way the house is set up, the way the backyard is set up, you could walk through the backyard, walk through the house, and never know that there was another set of living circumstances.
The parole officer is getting a lot of slack here. He was the parole officer for this man for so many years. Right. There was a woman... trapped
and 2 kids
kept hostage, then ultimately a 3-person family back there.
Well, they're saying though that the way he had it set up was that there was tons of
You're the parole officer, that's your job.
Well,
is to find little caves, little nooks, and little crannies.
Well, you can't just search the house. You go into the main house, and you're like, "Are you doing what you're doing?" And as long as everything's checked off on the checklist,
Jodie Foster got it figured out with the
pinball machine. Oh, sorry, wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
Sorry.
That was a good scene.
Oh, man. I felt bad for her.
That was very bad. I felt the pain. Anyway, but in Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster figured it out with the weirdo guy, Buffalo Bill, right?
Couldn't we have just called for backup, Jodie? You really have to be a hero on this. Okay, my other question is, couldn't this guy, after 18 years of harboring a woman, having 2 kids with her, he just spilled the beans to some cop the first time someone questions him?
Yeah, they took him in the room
couldn't
and
you
he just
played it a little closer to the vest, you know, and you gave everything up? That doesn't make sense.
So he admitted his guilt right there.
Right then and there.
As soon as they got him.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of guilt. That wasn't, I stole $1,000 10 years ago.
It's amazing how the guys who try so not hard at all are able to get away with crap for 18 years. And just this week, or last week, dude from Reality World cuts off all that model's fingers and pulls out her teeth with pliers, and he can't get away with it because if you got the serial number on her breast implants.
Right.
This guy wasn't trying that hard to cover his tracks, it sounds like. He ratted himself out at the drop of a hat.
Right.
What a great idea, the serial number. Whatever cop came up with that, probably thought they were so smart. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
She has no fingertips. She has no teeth. But we can still identify her from the serial number on those booby implants.
Woo.
My work here is done. I'm going home.
Can you imagine sitting down for dinner with your wife and saying, she's saying, hey, how'd the day go and how'd you break the case? Oh, well, honey, I found the serial numbers on her wrist.
So you're saying she's going to be proud of you and she's going to have hero sex with you that night?
Yes.
You get to have,
come on, big boy.
You get to have hero sex with your wife that night?
Absolutely.
Because she sees you as like an unbelievable superstar.
Sure.
I'll give her a hero.
The parole agent, that's why he became suspicious. In his visits to the house, he had never seen JC nor either one of the 2 children. As unusual as that may sound, having been there, it's very, very conceivable.
Talk about having the back of one of your own. This parole officer should be disgraced. 17, 18 years. That woman is trapped. Couldn't you make a run for it at some point over 18 years?
Also a good question.
Well, the thing is, though, when you're kidnapped at 11, and then, you're repeatedly
taken at 11
raped.
years old?
Yes, you're repeatedly raped.
Oh, my gosh.
Think about your mental state. Really?
It's the Patty Hearst situation where you just get brainwashed and think that's your home.
That's just, and then you start having, she had her first child when she was 14. You just get used to all of this.
Where did Garrido's friends and families think these kids came from when his wife was never pregnant?
Well,
was there like a baby shower for a 14-year-old girl?
They probably said they adopted
the little babies, but did they?
Well, but they've never been to a doctor. They've never been to school. So really, they've never been in public.
These children
have never
gone
been
to school.
In public. Never
so
been.
Now that they're free,
nothing.
It's like, okay, there you go. Have a great life. Good luck. They have no ability to be, I'm sure, adjusted to society on any level. They've never been to school. The children are now 15 years old, right?
15 and 11. Or
15 and 11. So
like
now that they actually got rescued, now they're going to be sent out into the world. Good luck.
Have a nice life. Hope everything's cool. I'm sure you'll have a great husband. He'll have an easy marriage.
They're not going to have too many issues, are they?
No.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Right.
Oh, boy.
And since the Garrido guy admitted it, can't we just kill him? Can't we just have a law where we just can kill him?
No, there's got to be the proper channels and the proper hoops to jump through before they can. And the appeals process
little cyanide
to make sure that his rights are protected. This man deserves.
That's right, he does.
To have his rights protected.
But good and well, as soon as he goes into jail, it's over for him.
Oh, he'll be
sequestered.
Yes. He's not going to be in the GP.
And he had a wife there?
Yeah, she knew the whole time. Yes.
She's just as guilty, yeah.
She's just as guilty.
She's going to get the whatever he gets. They're going to get
the parole agent, that's why he became suspicious. In his visits to the house, he had never seen JC nor either one of the 2 children. As unusual as that may sound, having been there, it's very, very conceivable.
Got it.
The way the house is set up, the way the backyard is set up.
Perfectly understandable.
You could walk through the backyard, walk through the house, and never know that there was another set of living circumstances in that backyard.
Terrific.
Well, in that backyard, a car matching the description of the vehicle that snatched DeGard back in 1991.
Yeah.
Now, DeGard has already...
Yeah, we forgot that part.
Oh, they have the car.
No, that's another question.
The dungeon was
Look
hidden.
At you, Reese, right now.
The dungeon was hidden, but the car that he snatched her in, which they had a perfect description of from way back in the day, was sitting right in the backyard the whole time.
And they say they walked through the backyard. Does this guy live on 100 acres?
No, but again, the way they describe how the backyard was, it was set up so that nobody
There's a whole living quarters and an automobile in the backyard.
But
you couldn't find those?
The car was right there when they finally infiltrated the place. It was sitting right there the whole time.
Lazy POs, man. Yeah, everything looks good. I'm out of here.
I'm telling you, this guy was so not covering his tracks the whole time. You'd think he would have taken a coat of paint to that car that they had a perfect description of from 18 years ago.
Nope.
But this guy wasn't covering his tracks at all. dude from reality TV was pulling out. Imagine that, even just the sound of pulling someone's teeth out. Yeah, you're in desperate mode, and you're trying to cover your murdering tracks.
The sound of pulling it out would get me, but when you squeeze too hard and crunch it,
and then you have
so nasty.
Yeah, because at some point you might squeeze too hard, you're gonna make it powder. You know?
I can't even imagine that it's something that you could successfully do. Taking a pliers and pulling someone's teeth out. Yeah, they're dead, and they're not.
Can do it.
They're not fighting it, but
no, they do it on Deadliest Catch.
Hard though, the root and everything.
They do it on Deadliest Catch all the time because there's no dentist out there in the Bering Sea, so they pull their own teeth out.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Not good.
Oh, I'm just
the feel
of
the cold silvery pliers to her teeth is just kind of too much for me.
Crunching it.
That's why I can't murder. That's why I won't be murdering anyway.
That's the reason. That's the only reason, though.
Other than that, I would have been one of the all-time great mass murderers.
There's like a house back there with running water and electricity
and
a car in the backyard, and you couldn't see any of that.
No.
So well hidden.
They said it was
so well hidden. They're
with tents and
he put leaves over it.
TMZ is going to show you otherwise in about 10 minutes.
Now, DeGarde has already been reunited with her mother, and she is said to be in good health despite the 18-year ordeal.
That's going to be a bit of an awkward reunited kind of meeting.
I would love to.
Oh, have you been? I've missed you. I've never stopped thinking about you. You don't look the same, though.
Talk about bittersweet. Your daughter's alive, but good luck.
Yeah.
She's not the person you know, trust me.
Good luck trying to turn out the lights at night and not having a nightmare or two pop in.
Right.
Yeah, she's a far stretch from the 11-year-old wearing the Kurt Cobain shirt to school.
Yeah, with her little bows in her hair.
Little lunchbox. Those days are over.
Man. All right, some final calls on this Friday morning. 206-421.
Scary.
9393.
Or Germany.
And as I said earlier, you hear a story like this and you wonder how many people, as we speak right now, because the parole officers had no ability. It was not his fault. He was up against it so badly, Terry, that you can't blame him for not picking up on this over 18 years. I wonder how many other people are being held hostage as we speak, clawing at the windows of life.
Oh, I know.
All kinds of people. That Silence of the Lambs thing didn't come from nowhere. That wasn't someone's imagination.
206.
Sex slaves everywhere.
206-421-9393. Ira is on the air. Yes, Ira.
She sounds hot.
In Aberdeen.
Hey, I'm driving back to Tacoma right now, but I was saying that the parole officer should be fired, okay? Because he didn't do his job. Obviously, he had no idea what the hell was going on because he's not doing his job. And if B, he should have his pension taken away. I mean, come on. Your job is to make sure the guy is doing everything right. You got a freaking house in the back.
And yet the spokesperson for the police is so on his side. I mean, are you serious? Is that really what's going on in the precinct behind or wherever this guy is stationed and his office is? They're not saying over the intercom, Mr. Smith, can you come back here? We have a couple of questions for you. I mean, he's not in... They're really like this all the way through?
For now.
Please.
Okay, so wait,
how many more people are trapped somewhere, T-Man? Honestly, somebody else is trapped right now.
Hey, makes you wonder.
You're the guy in Aberdeen. You tell us. Never been.
Dude, I
Look
know.
around.
I don't stay there very long.
All right, thanks for the call. Craig, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, what's up, T-Man?
What's up, Craig?
Hey, I was wondering, how the hell these kids be born without a doctor or going to a hospital? Or
It's like Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, they did it way back in the day.
Yeah, kids get born outside of hospitals all the time.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean...
I'm sure it wasn't the cleanest environment in the world, but...
Right. Well, and you got the wife there who's probably, you know, helping out, doing whatever.
Put your finger here, honey.
Yeah, pretty much. Tie it up.
Get the scissors, cut the cord, and move on with your life.
I think
it wasn't the most sterile environment. If that's what you're trying to imply, yeah, we kind of agree with that.
However, this will help people in the future who are having kids at hospitals. Look, honey, these guys had it in a dungeon. Settle down. We're going to be okay. We're in a hospital, okay?
And I think the PO had to know something. I mean, it's obvious, you know, if somebody's chained up.
All right, $20 a week, we'll call it even.
Wow, let's not say that.
Well, what the hell? What's with this PO guy who was making regular visits and knew nothing? My ass. Jenny, you're on the air.
Hi, I was wondering, was she in the same city she was abducted from?
Where was she abducted from? She was swiped right in front of her home. Right in front of her home, she was swiped.
Yeah. Placerville, California, which is about just outside of Sacramento, and then
it's like
Antioch is just
probably
outside
within
of Oakland.
20 minutes of where Antioch is.
Sacramento to Oakland.
That's
maybe an
little bit
hour.
of a
Maybe an
drive.
hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
But still, I mean, it wasn't like they took her across the country. It's not like they took her to
St. Louis or something.
Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't across the street, I guess.
It's just sick, man. It's crazy. Craziest story.
All right.
Craziest story.
It is.
Yeah, they should call the guy. And so wait, you're telling me there was a house back there that she lived in and you didn't see it, and an automobile? Really?
What a news week.
Crazy.
This just caps this ridiculous news week off just perfect. Doesn't it, this story?
Yeah, it's just, wow.
Casimir, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, I want your guys' opinion on something. Okay, I'm a 20-year-old single mom at the age of 20, okay?
20-year-old single mom at the age of 20. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got that.
Yes.
And the kid's dad doesn't do absolute shit for them.
Oh, jeez, really?
First of all, you can't say that word on the air, so that's my first opinion. Continue on. Try to keep it as clean as you can. I know you're filled with frustration, animosity, and bitter feelings towards this guy who isn't doing crap to help you out with the kids that you had at 19 and whatever.
I'm not sure whether I just take him to court and suck him for his money.
Okay, again.
Yeah, again.
She's like, no wonder.
Too wound up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to court yet.
Right.
I'd cool off a little bit.
Yeah, the judge may not be as...
Judge doesn't have a dump button, okay?
Look, Judge, here's the effing deal. Let's F her over here. Is there a less N?
Doesn't do S.
Janad. Is your name Janad?
Yeah.
What's up, Janad?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What do you got?
Hey, I got a question. Who's ever on parole for 18 years?
Well, he's on lifetime
Right, 'cause
parole.
you're a sex offender.
Because he's a sex
He has
offender.
to register. He's
yes.
finished.
The guy's a sex offender, and that alone should make you, as a parole officer, very leery of anything that could be, unusual on the grounds.
Like,
well, I just never heard of people being on parole.
Yeah,
when you're a sex offender, you're on lifetime parole.
Yep.
Oh, I seen, and he had prior sex charges.
Play dumb.
Yeah.
And can I
That's
say,
what
by
he
the
got
way,
convicted.
having a 6-month-old, there's never been more crap in our house. I've never seen a little tiny being necessitate more stuff.
Well, I don't know.
Are you telling me there wasn't one thing in this house that looked remotely child-related?
Not when they're living out in the back.
If this particular father wasn't buying toys for his kid, it wouldn't be the biggest stretch in the world.
Right.
Toys, how about little baby spoons or bibs or anything? I mean,
they have them in a shack. They haven't taken them
I
to
don't think
school.
baby
They didn't
spoons was on
socialize.
top of mind when you have the kid in a shack. You worry
Right.
to make sure that they have
kids
eating
need, like
utensils.
diapers, right? The kid never had a diaper in his life. You didn't see a diaper laying
Who
around.
knows?
But 18 years and nothing slipped through the cracks?
Again.
That's insane.
Austin, you're on the air.
This guy was on parole, right?
Yes.
Okay, if he was on parole, especially sex offender parole, they would do in the weekly visits or whatever to his house, and they had the full description of that car. I mean, the PO had to know about
This PO is just the biggest...
Yeah, he must be...
Biggest loser PO in the world. And the fact that they're defending
help him out, really.
the spokespeople for the police are defending him is a disgrace.
Yep.
And the PO has to walk around the house, you know what I'm saying? If there's a shack, they have to check it.
It's more disgraceful that they're defending the parole officer than him not discovering this for 18 years.
Right. I would agree with you.
I think the parole officer needs to get fired.
Renee, you're on the air.
Well,
Good call, sir. Yes.
The electricity was coming from the main house.
It was going somewhere.
It was through, cords, the electrical cords. So I guess as a PO,
it's fine.
you would find
Yeah,
everything checks out here, Bob.
Everyone's got a 500-foot extension cord running into the woods.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ,
I
man.
just read that.
Figure
Really?
it out.
Renee, yes.
Yeah, man.
It's not like this was going on for like 4 months.
Right, exactly.
This is going on for 18 years. If it got by the parole officer for a 4-month period, that's wonderful. And that's maybe excusable. But for 18 years, the pretty much same parole officer the whole time?
Hey, but at least they had God on their side.
Yes, Renee.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, man. I just got a problem with this. I'm looking at more than a couple of factors here. Number one, where were the parents when the abduction occurred? Number two.
Well, any kid, I mean, you can't really blame the parents for a kid getting snatched. You can't be watching your kid 24/7. A lot of kids have been abducted, and you think the parents are irresponsible because they weren't watching the kid when she got snatched?
Yeah, what I'm saying is, I was told that it was at a bus stop where she got snatched.
No, it was right in front of the house.
It was in front of her house.
Right in front of the house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe at a bus stop.
I mean, I don't let my 14-year-old daughter out of my sight.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm around her, my eyes are always open. I'm from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not used to all of this. I hear about all these, pedophiles and all this stuff. You know, it's like my antennas automatically go up.
Kids get snatched on the East Coast, too, by the way, just in case you didn't get that news flash.
Well, to some degree, I agree with him because there are times that, you even see little kids walking by themselves, regardless of their age. And I'm saying, especially girls, and I'm like, what the heck?
Exactly.
Well, you don't want to live in fear your whole life.
But the point is like, it's still, I mean, that's easy abduction. That's what happens. And it's like common sense would tell you that,
All right, I won't have my son walk to Starbucks with me this morning. But anyway.
But that's, I mean, even little kids, like 7, 8-year-olds standing there by the bus stop by themselves or whatever. And I'm like, it's hard.
You like what now? Oh, yes.
But usually when I go.
All right. Well, anyway. It wasn't the happiest story to end the week.
No.
No kidding.
It's been a tough week for me anyway. I can't believe I was able to get through every show.
Good job.
With this flu, this swine flu, this...
Oh, thank you for contaminating
renewal
us
of
all.
meningitis, whatever the hell I have.
Oh, please let's not.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe get some more paintballs.
All right.
All right.
Well, at least she's home safe and sound now.
Have you been locked in a basement for a long time? Is that why you're sick?
Man. Is that the way you, kind of end this whole story and try to make yourself feel a silver lining? At least she's home safe and sound now.
Safe and sound, yeah. She's very sound.
Mm-hmm.
Never been more sound in her life. Gosh.
Talk about destroying a life at the seams.
Yeah, right. I mean, you may as well kill her, but she's going to be ineffective.
And those girls.
Well, I don't know if you necessarily go to that extreme.
Yeah, let's try and help her out of this.
Might as well kill her.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to her, and the daughters are really going to be tough to just integrate themselves into the 9th grade now.
Right.
Although if a kid can make it 15 years without a doctor, I'm going to talk to my wife about that.
Yo, what's up? This is The American Dream. My favorite songs on KUBE 93 right now will have to be
Jay, Sean, and